This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, August 25th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Officials in Richmond will tomorrow dedicate the central downtown bridge leading to the Wayne County Courthouse in honor of Dr. Mary Thomas with the placement of an Indiana historical marker. County Commissioner Mary Ann Butters said the dedication is a long time coming.
It should have been 140 years ago, but we want to right that oversight now going forward because she was an inspiration to women and girls in the 19th century. We want so much for her inspiration to continue to encourage women's advancement in medicine going forward into the future.
Thomas, who became a doctor specializing in the care of women and children, was a suffragist in the 19th century and described as a trailblazer in her fight for women's equality as well as women in medicine. Vincennes University plans to expand its Red Skelton Museum of American Comedy thanks to a $4 million gift from the widow of the famed comedian. The 7,200 square foot expansion is expected to bring additional gallery and event space as well as a serving kitchen and added room for archives. Parkview LaGrange Hospital is closed due to an air conditioning outage. Hospital officials said today the outage is expected to last up to 48 hours, and residents in need of emergency services are being directed to call 911 or travel to the next nearest emergency room. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
New details have emerged regarding BorgWarner's previously announced closure of its manufacturing facility in Kokomo. IIB's Kate Sharon has more.
Trialon Corporation, a validation testing services company headquartered in Burton, Michigan, said in a notice to the state that it will lay off 110 of its workers located at the facility. Earlier this week, BorgWarner said it plans to close the Morgan Street production plant, with layoffs taking place over 2 phases, the first of which will begin in early October. A total of 150 BorgWarner employees will be affected by the closure, with 84 being let go in the first phase of the layoffs. In its own WARN notice filed with the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, Trialon said its employees were notified on Wednesday of the planned layoff, which is expected to take place on October 22nd. Trialon provides laboratory testing services for manufacturers in a variety of industries, including automotive, aerospace, consumer goods, and medical products. The majority of the affected Trialon workers are assemblers, and the company said the layoffs are expected to be permanent. The employees are not represented by a union and do not have bumping rights. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
California-based King's Hawaiian is planning to build a 532,000 square foot food and beverage production campus in Edinburg. The Republic reports the company is seeking variances for the project, which would sit on a nearly 90-acre site near Indiana Premium Outlets. The development would include a 368,000 square foot main manufacturing plant, a 78,000 square foot cold storage building, and an 86,000 square foot beverage plant. Officials told the publication that more information on the project, such as investment and job numbers, will be revealed when the company applies for incentives. Paula Van Tile Smith, CEO of the Davies County Family YMCA, says the not-for-profit's 25-meter pool area was in desperate need of an upgrade to its ventilation system. The conditions of the pool were causing not only issues to the facility itself, but also the physical health of the people using the pool, which led the YMCA to launch a $700,000 capital campaign to replace the system.
In an indoor pool environment, you have to have a good ventilation system. And our previous one was inoperable. And it being broken, we started seeing the walls were sweating. People were having an issue breathing, caused a lot of mold. It was just very uncomfortable and unhealthy.
The replacement of the ventilation system has been completed, but the YMCA still needs to raise about $180,000 to pay off the project. Marketing executive Travis Brown is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.